What's up? All right, I'm jumping right into the problem. This person asked, how can we build that problem-solving mindset, like the real engineering mindset? It'll help some of us who's pursuing computer science engineering. So, yeah, the real engineering mindset. It's an interesting concept, um, but I totally understand where they're coming from. Um, Obviously, the engineering mindset or the problem solving mindset is just that it's problem solving, but with engineering it becomes a little bit more complicated, it becomes a little bit more complex and has a lot more collaboration. So yeah, let's talk about it. So um, in terms of building any type of mindset, the best way is obviously to get exposure to it. So, surprise, surprise, the best way to build a problem solving mindset is to problem solve. Um, I'm not asking you guys to go out and make problems for yourself, but obviously, in the computer science world, there's a bunch of problems that you have from a logical perspective. And if you don't have any of that, then grab a Rubik's Cube and try to just fiddle with your brain, 1,000 piece puzzles, playing chess, lots of just like intellectual stimuluses to help you um, to help get exposure to problems that you can solve. And I think that is like the short answer for figuring out how to have this mindset. The second thing that I want to talk about is like just the idea of an engineering mindset. I feel like there's different tiers of like an engineering mindset or like what makes a real engineering mindset. Like if you're a computer science major or you're not even a computer science major yet, like you're in high school and you're like, what do I need to get like a computer science mindset? And then when you're in computer science, you're like, what can I do to get an engineering mindset? And there is a growth, but the truth is like it's still the same mindset. Like across the board, it's all problem solving. And so that's not necessarily the thing that changes. I think that's what I was trying to say. Like I think the the difference when you're going up the level of seniority isn't necessarily that isn't that you solve problem like that your problem solving like mindset is more conditioned. Part of it may be that you're like used to logic in a certain way, but the truth is like the thing that gives that level of seniority is more of the fact that they have more knowledge and more exposure to the problems, and that's why it seems like they're solving problems faster. But what I found is that any engineer that I meet, and I've met a lot of smart engineers just like obviously in my company, but also just like friends that are just like geniuses, like very, very smart. Sometimes when I problem solve with them and I put them like on a pedestal and I'm like, wow, like this person's really smart. Like they'll know how to solve my problem. It turns out that they have like a similar level of like problem solving, um, problem solving skills as me. They aren't this genius that instantly naturally gets it. Like maybe there are people like that who can look at a problem that they know nothing about and they can kind of solve it. But the truth is that the people who are able to solve it are the people that have exposure to it already. And so it seems like they're solving things faster, but really it's because they've ran into the problem before, right? So like if you have a problem with JavaScript and you're like, oh, I don't really know how to deal with for loops, and somebody who's had like been typing or coding in JavaScript for 4 years, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, like this is exactly how you make a for loop. And there's not gonna be a problem with them trying to help you out. And you'll be like, wow, this person's like so smart. This person knows how to be an engineer. But it's like, no, they were just doing this for like a really long time. And um I think I just kind of wanted to debunk this idea of like the idea of like a real engineering mindset. Like I think it's fair to just categorize it as having a problem solving mindset. And if you have solved at least one problem, you have already proven that you can have a problem solving mindset. not necessarily a strong problem solving mindset, but you have like the building blocks to understand like the rationalization that you need to do in order to take a problem, process the information, filter it, dice it up into like sub problems, and then solve things out and come up with a solution. There are tons of geniuses that are trying to figure out AI right now, trying to find ways to like deal with tokenization and try and optimize their LLM models so that they can be the fastest or have the highest quality. Yet there isn't one genius that's just like overpowering the other geniuses, because it's like everyone's trying to figure it out. Like everyone is exploring this untrekked territory. And when it comes to untrekked territories, there isn't necessarily like, there's a competition for sure. There are people that are smarter than others, but in the grand scheme of things, and like the median, the average, everyone who's tackling it has a problem-solving mindset and is trying to tackle it just as much as the others. I think the reason why I'm saying all of this, or why I'm taking this stance and kind of just like having this controversial opinion, is because like I want to kind of like, I want to throw away the idea that you aren't in a specific place in your life, or you aren't in a place where you can solve things like an engineer, or you can solve things like a computer science major. I want you to believe in yourself a little bit more, and to understand that you're really not that far from jumping into the next stage, or the next tier, right? With this idea that I'm trying to explain, if you're in the same tier as somebody who spent like 10 years when it comes to just like having a problem-solving mindset, it just means that the difference between you guys are 10 years. And the 10 years will go by, but the thing that won't be lacking isn't that you aren't good at problem solving. You know, you already have that. And so I want you to be proud of yourself, because you have a problem-solving mindset. You've solved problems before, to acknowledge that you solved problems, and to move on to the next problem that you need to solve within yourself, right? Like you have this problem-solving mindset that shouldn't be your problem when you're trying to figure things out. You should understand that you can solve problems. Start looking at the problems that you do need to solve, so that you can start getting that exposure, or start building up those years of experiences to say that you have 10 years of problem-solving experience. The difference between you and somebody who's better, or like who has years of experience, is like X amount of years of experience. And it shouldn't feel demoralizing. It should definitely, at least for me, it hasn't made me feel demoralized. It's made me feel pretty excited and pretty happy. Like when I meet people that are like 10 years above me in terms of experience, I mean, one, I look at them in awe, but I also try to tell myself, like, what can I do to absorb as much knowledge as I can? What can I do so that I can grow to be of a similar caliber? And not because I want to compete. I mean, a little bit is competition, but it isn't to compete, because most of the time I'm like working with these people, or I'm working with these software engineers like that are friends. Sometimes I'm collaborating with them. The driving motivation for me to have this mindset and to grow myself is because I want to help them. Like I want to be useful in my job, or as another engineer talking to another engineer. I want to be able to offer information or advice or help that will help people problem solve, which is like obviously part of being like having a strong problem solving mindset. I thought it'd be good to share my perspective of it, because maybe it'll help you understand what the driving force is for why you want to problem solve, or to maybe find your reason for, maybe you don't know what your reason is yet, but to help you find the reason for problem solving. And I think if you do that, then you'll be okay. You'll definitely just continue to grow. And if you know what problem you need to solve and you don't know how to focus, that's what the last video was on, so check it out. And yeah, subscribe for more advice. I'll keep trying to help you guys out, and I'll keep on trying to take in into account any feedback that you guys got from me. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.